The woman said, "I can't walk anymore." So the man looked at another man nearby, went up to him and said, "Can you please help us? Can you let us stay at your house for just one day? We just came from the village to the city today because my wife is very sick." When we showed her to the village doctor, he told us to take her to a good doctor in the city. My brother lives in the city, which is why we came here. But since morning, I've been trying to find his address and still haven't found it. The man replied, "It's all right, you can come," and took them to his house. He asked them to sit and went inside. He came back with a glass of water and gave it to them, then took the address paper with the man. The man said, "My brother gave me this address and phone number, but neither can I find the address nor is his phone working. We trusted him and came here to the city for my wife's treatment. We're very troubled now." The house owner asked, "Who gave you this address?" The husband said, "My brother did. Please check and tell me where it is." The man replied, "I can't tell you where this address is because such an address doesn't even exist in this city." Then the wife said, "If you don't know, just say so. His brother could never give us a wrong address." The man replied, "I've been living in this city for 10 years. If there was such an address, I would have told you." The husband said, "Don't try to scare us with lies." The man replied, "I'm not trying to scare you. You should be ashamed for bringing your wife in this condition without even knowing your brother's address." The husband said, "How could I know my brother would betray us? He told me that if I ever needed him, I should come to the city without telling him, and he would handle everything." The man said, "And even now you still think someone will help you? In today's world, if you have money, the whole world stands with you. If you don't, even your own people turn away. And your wife's condition is so bad, how did you even bring her to the city?" The husband replied, "From bus. Even in the crowd I stood ahead of her to shield her so that she wouldn't suffer." The man said, "Half your life is already gone. The other half will pass just as quickly. You have no money, no work. You've spent your whole life trusting your brother to help you. What if you never find him? How will you take care of your family? And what will happen to your child? Will he also wander from door to door like you?" The husband said, "Whatever money we had in the village, our parents spent it on my brother's education. I never liked studying, so I stayed back in the village. I thought my brother would handle everything. But today the time has come when my own brother doesn't even want to see my face. I didn't study, I have no job, and now I'm full of regret. How will I give my wife and child a good life? That's for later. Right now, if my wife doesn't get treatment, her and my child's lives will be at risk. I don't even have enough money for her treatment." The man replied, "This is all your fault. Even if you'd started a small business, you'd at least have enough money to treat your wife, but you sat waiting for others to help you." The husband replies, "If I had listened to my parents and studied in childhood, then today I would also have a job, and I wouldn't have to depend on anyone. Today I regret that a lot, but now please save my wife from this pain. I beg you." Then the man said, "Wait, I'll be back." He went inside, came back with money, and handed it to him, saying, "Here is $70,000. Use it to treat your wife, and with whatever remains, start a small business here in the city. Until then, you both can stay here at my house." Did the man do the right thing by helping them? If yes, then like and subscribe to let us know. The servant was carrying food when he accidentally dropped the plate, and all the food spilled on the floor. The girl, visibly annoyed, said, "Ugh, this has become a daily drama. How many times have I told you to find a new servant?" The boy replied, "I've asked at several places. Someone will eventually refer one." The lady then said, "Do whatever you have to do quickly. They are old now and won't be able to work at all. I don't know anything. A new servant should arrive within 2 days." The old servant overheard their conversation. Saddened, he quietly began cleaning up the mess and placed the remaining food back into the plate. The girl snapped again. "What if it broke completely?" The servant softly replied, "Nothing broke, ma'am." The girl turned to the boy and said, "We'll have to do something ourselves now. We need to go and find a new servant. Look at him. He's too old now. He can barely move properly." The boy nodded. "You're right. If we keep him much longer, who knows what else he'll break. Give me 2 days. I'll bring a new servant." The old servant wiped the floor clean and resumed his duties. The lady then said, "Now hurry up and bring my tiffin." The servant replied, "Yes, ma'am, I'll get it in 2 minutes." Then he brought her tiffin and handed it to her. Then she said, "What are you waiting for now? Go inside." The servant quietly went inside. Later, the same servant went to a local shop and asked for a packet of milk. The shopkeeper takes 2 packets of milk from the fridge and handed over to him. The servant said, "Today only I need 1 packet." Then the shopkeeper asked, "But you always take 2 packets, don't you?" The servant replied, "Yes, but today I need just 1. I don't even know if I'll still have my job tomorrow and can even buy a single packet of milk." Then he paid and left, deep in thought, worrying, "If Madam fires me, how will I run my house? At this age, who will even give me a job? I'll go home and talk to Madam, telling her that from today I won't break anything and will do good work. Just don't fire me from the job. If needed, I'll even work overtime for half the salary, but please don't remove me from this job." Soon after he reaches home, he says that the family hired a new servant, and then lady asked the new servant, "You do know the work, right?" The new servant replied, "Yes, I've been working in the nearby society for the past 3 years. The lady said, "Great. First go inside and sweep the room. I'll explain the rest later." The new servant nodded and went inside. Just then the old servant came to the lady and asked, Ma'am, did I make a mistake? Have you replaced me with him? The lady responded, "You're getting old, and you've caused a lot of breakage. It's time for you to go home." The servant pleaded, "Please don't fire me. How will I feed my children?" The lady replied, "We can't keep you anymore. Please go home. And I've already paid your full salary, and here's a little extra. Take it. It might help." The servant refused. "I can't accept money without working. Please keep this." The lady reassured him, "Don't worry, we're not firing you. We're retiring you." The servant, confused, asked, "What does that mean?" She explained, "It means when people reach a certain age, the government gives them a pension even if they're not working. Just like that, we'll also give you money every month, even if you don't work." The servant replied, "No, ma'am, I don't accept money for free. Just let me work." The lady smiled and said, "All right, then come from tomorrow, but you don't have to do any work. Just supervise and train the new servant. If you believe we should all treat our helpers with kindness and humanity, if yes, then like and subscribe to let us know." Two workers come up to the man and say, "The work is done." So the man gives them their salary. The workers ask, "But why so early?" The man replies, "I'm going out of town for 5 days, so I thought I'd give you your salary in advance. While I'm gone, please take care of this place and do your work honestly." The workers say, "Don't worry, we'll handle everything." The woman also says, "Yes, go without worry, we'll take care of it." The man says, "All right, you may leave now." Then the two workers go inside. The man then says, "Good thing, sir, gave us our salary 2 days early. Tomorrow I'll pay the children's school fees." The woman says, "But don't forget." The man says, "Wait a minute, count your money once. How much do you have?" So the woman starts counting the money and says, "There's $8,000 and an extra $10,000. The man says, "My salary is also $10,000, and there's another extra $10,000. The woman says, "My salary is $8,000, but I've been given $18,000. Could they have given it by mistake?" The man says, "If it were a mistake, only one of us would have got extra. But how did both of us get extra?" And then he asks, "What should we do? Keep the money or return it to him?" The woman says, "I think we should quietly keep it. We have to pay the children's fees and household expenses. They have so much money and pay so many people's salaries, they won't even realize they gave someone extra." The man says, "They gave it by mistake, but we can't just keep it. If they find out tomorrow, they might fire us." The woman says, "It's not like we stole or scammed them. They made the mistake themselves. So what can we do? Let's just quietly keep it." But the man says, "This job supports our household and our children. Betraying that would be wrong." The woman says, "Don't think just with your heart. Think about our situation too. $20,000 extra means 2 months' salary for free." The man says, "I agree we don't earn that much and we have expenses, but if we buy something with this money, it'll feel like we stole it. That's why I say we should go to the boss and return the extra money." At first, the woman isn't ready to tell the truth, but after her husband insists, she agrees. They go to return the money, but when they arrive, they see the owner has already left. The woman says, "The owner has gone. Maybe God also wants us to keep this money." The man gets angry and says, "How many times have I said, never keep money that isn't ours?" He notices that the boss has forgotten his belongings there. Then the man took the owner's belongings and went with his wife to find the owner. Then they finally find the owner and calls him, so the owner stops and asks, "What happened?" The man says, "Sir, here's your stuff." The owner takes it and says, "Thank you," and starts to leave. But the man stops him and says, "We also wanted to tell you something." The owner asks, "What is it? Do you need more money?" The man says, "No, we don't need money. You accidentally gave us extra." The woman adds, "My salary is $8,000, but you gave me $18,000. The owner says, "Looks like there was a mistake while counting the money with you." So the man again counts the money in front of him and says, "Look, this is my $10,000 salary, and this $10,000 is extra." The man says, "This time my wife counts the salary, so it seems she accidentally kept extra money." Both husband and wife took out the extra money and return it to the owner. The owner says, "I didn't even know you had given extra money. You could have quietly kept it." The man replies, "If we kept this money, it would weigh on our conscience for life. That's why we came to return it." Did the husband and wife do the right thing by returning the money? If yes, then like and subscribe. The owner comes and asks, "Yes, why aren't you guys working?" The worker says, "Sir, this work won't be done now." The owner says, "Why? You guys are getting paid on time, right?" The worker says, "Sir, what kind of money are you talking about? We have been working here as daily wage laborers for 3 months, but we haven't received any money for 3 months. The owner says, "What are you talking about? I calculate the amount for your contractor every month, but you guys haven't received any money yet?" The worker says, "No, sir, we haven't received any money for 3 months. And our contractor, when we call him, says, we won't get any money this month. Work quietly. If you don't believe us, then ask these people. These people are standing here. They will all testify that no one has received any money." The worker's wife says, "Yes, sir, you are absolutely right. We have been working here for so many days. We are not getting any money, and the contractors are not paying us any money. The worker says, now you tell me, sir. We have small children. We study at home, go to school. Where will we get our daily food? Apart from that, we have no other work. We are just doing daily wage labor here. Now, if people like you do not pay us any money, how will we run our house? The owner says, tell me, sir. Hey, brother, but I am paying your contractor every month, and the paper that comes. Every receipt has your signature on it, and whoever does not come to sign has his thumbs on it. Every month you are getting your daily wage. I understand. The worker says, yes, sir. We put our thumbs on it every month, but we do not get the full daily wage. Sometimes our contractor gives us 500 rupees, sometimes 200 rupees. They say, eat a handful of tea, sir. Someone has to live by eating a handful of tea. Shouldn't we feed our wives and children? Sir, it is very difficult to work here. We will not work until we get our full money. The owner says, how can this happen? Answer me one thing. You guys know what the paper that your contractor gives you to sign is for. You guys know what it is for. You guys know what you are signing for. You guys know. The worker says no. The owner says, hey, salary. The receipt is the one on which your thumb and signature are taken. Doesn't it mean that you have got your money? You sign it without thinking? The worker says, sir, you have written so many things. If it were us, we would be working here as daily wage workers in some office, and we would be sons, right? Now you have written so many things. Where do you get us to put our thumbs on or sign? Sir, we don't know. We fold our hands in front of you. Just give us our money. We went to the office of the realtor. Whenever we go there, that watchman pushes us away. What should we do, sir? We are very worried. Now we won't be able to get any work done. You might think that a boat full of wood has capsized in the sea, but no, this is Canada's most unique way of bringing wood. Here, instead of transporting wood in heavy trucks, people cut the trees and drop them directly in the river. Then those logs are tied with iron chains and attached to a small ship. That ship transports thousands of kilos of wood directly to the mill via the river. No traffic, no tension of roads. The wood just floats and reaches miles away. This woman was selling clay lamps when suddenly a girl sitting on the bus throws a bunch of money into her basket. Then the woman continues selling the lamps, and after walking a bit, she stops at one place and starts speaking. Today is Christmas. My children must be waiting, hoping their mom will return with new clothes and gifts, but I only made $100 in sales today. How will I buy them new clothes? She continues. Rich people buy the same lamps from big stores in higher prices, but never buy something from us. Then, when she sets down her basket, she notices that there is a bundle of money. The woman gets scared and says, whose money is this? And how did it get into my basket? Someone must be searching for it. I'll go hand it over to the police. She sees a police officer nearby, approaches him and says, I found this money in my basket. I don't know whose it is. Please take it and return it to its rightful owner. Just then, the same girl appears and says, this honesty of yours won't make you rich. The police officer responds, Madam found this money and wants it returned to its rightful owner. The girl asks the officer, how will you find the owner of this money? The officer replies, we are the police. We can always find the owner. The girl says, I know how you people work. Whatever comes to the police station never returns to the actual owner. It just sits somewhere collecting dust. She then turns to the woman and says, I was trying to help you, and you're handing over the money to the police? The woman asks, how are you helping me? The girl replies, you were just saying it's Christmas today and wondering how you'd buy your children new clothes. That's why I secretly placed the money in your basket. The woman says, I thought it was some illegal money, so I was going to hand it to the police. The girl replies, this is the insurance money that my manager never paid you. The woman, surprised, asks, how do you know about that? The girl explains, when you came to my office asking for your insurance claim, saying, I have small kids, I earn a loan, please give me my money. That man refused. You even threatened to complain to the police, but he still didn't give you anything, and you left in tears. The girl continues, later I went back to him and said, you should pay her what she's owed, but he just told me to leave. So I stole your insurance money from the office. That money was already sanctioned, but he wanted to keep it for himself. The woman says, thank you. Because of you, my child will be able to celebrate Christmas. The girl smiles and says, go home quickly. Your child must be waiting. Then the woman heads home.